Alrighty guys, welcome to something that's going to be a little bit different. Today we're going to be checking out Aniimo. If you didn't see what Aniimo was, this was a game that got announced, like 2 months back at one of the showcases, and I ended up getting into the closed beta, so just wanted to show a little bit off of what it has, so let's go ahead and hop in. So this is Aniimo. I don't know if you guys have seen a lot on it or seen anything on it, but I'm just gonna go through the basics and I'm gonna show off whatever I can. So the reason this is gonna be a little bit of a different video is because I was originally going to just start up this game, play around a little bit, and then restart for a let's play, a very short let's play series. Just if it was good enough to have stuff to actually record, if there was enough in this, because it is a closed beta. The game doesn't even fully come out till 2026. But after I was playing for about 2 hours and was like, okay, I think I can make a good let's play out of this, turns out you can't reset your progress. So there was nothing I could do. I was already super deep into it, so I was like, okay, you know what, let me just play a little bit longer. So I've played for about 2 days now, done a good amount of content in the game, leveled up, seen pretty much all there is to offer for myself. So I just wanted to show it off to you guys. So we're going to go through a couple of the basics, and I'll try to show off the game the best I can. So what Aniimo is it's a creature collecting open world game. So think something like if you've ever played Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact, it is marketed as a very, very similar play style. However, it is a creature collecting game. So there's creatures scattered around everywhere. And I'll get to this in a second, but all you do is you run around and you find some creatures. So right here we have some crabs. I believe these are called bud claws, and very similar to other games such as Palworld or even the Pokemon Legends games. You can just freely throw these different cubes at them that do different catch rates and see if you can catch them. So right here we have a 55% chance to get this bud claw, but if we go behind it, it's guaranteed because of backstab. Every enemy has or every creature has different status effects. So as you can see there, he actually dug underground, making it so we couldn't catch him. So whenever you find one you want, you just go ahead and toss one of your Anipods at him. And you just sit here, and just like that, we catch one. You get a bud claw, it gives experience to everybody. So it's very, very basic creature collecting mechanics. You know, run around, fight some creatures, collect some creatures. I would compare this more to the Pokemon Legends games. Than the regular Pokemon or Digimon or other creature collecting games, just because there's more emphasis on your player character and what you do as opposed to what your Animos do. However, the big selling point for this is what you can actually do with your Animos. So I have this Animo right here, and if I press C or the subsequent button on your controller, I will actually fuse or twine with my Animo, basically giving me control of my my Animo here. So right now I can just run around as him. If I want to switch, I just press one of my keypads. I can switch to a different one, switch to my starter here, or switch to this one, switch to this one. You can have 4 in your party at a time, and you can just freely switch between them. It's super, super cool. And then on top of that, each one has skills. So like right now, if I just click, I'll just do normal punches. So these bud claws are actually really bad to show off against because they dig under the ground like that. So let's see, we'll come over to my first form over here. I forgot what these guys are called because it's been a while, Ember Pups, and you can just walk up and start punching it. So you just do some damage here, you can just combo, and then what else you have is you have skills. So if you look in the bottom right corner, there's actually a bunch of skills we have. So for instance, I can press the Q button and I will aim and throw a fireball, or I can just tap it, throw a fireball as well, or a kick in this case, or my other skill is a dodge. So I jump up in the air, slam back down. Very, very cool. I really like the combat. I think that's one of the highest selling points in this game, is just the way you can actually play as your Animos and just do a good amount of damage. You can just go crazy, start destroying them all, getting some XP for all your guys, getting some items that they drop, because every Animo does drop specific items, and so on. After you've done enough skills, you can actually also get a special ability here. Mine is Pound, so if you press the R key, you'll do like a cinematic attack or a cinematic move, and then you'll do a good amount of damage. You also have like special things here, so like Hustle just makes me run really quick. You can cancel it at any time. And then there's sprinting, all your usual stuff. Now, that's just like the basics of the game. Again, I find it very... It's kind of repetitive, but also fun. The biggest selling point is like when you're collecting all these different guys, you get to see what they all can do. And if you don't want to play as your Aniimo, you can actually just order them to go attack. So you just click your normal attack button, he'll start attacking this guy, and then I can actually just do normal attacks as well. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but we can work together, and I can actually strengthen him, so that way he can do even more damage. So there's stuff you as a regular character can do, but also stuff you can only do as your Aniimo here. And then, on top of that, every single Aniimo actually has special skills they can do. So if you come into your Aniimo, it's just called Aniimo, you can actually see all the different skills and everything everyone can do. So, for instance, the ones we're looking for here, these are their traits, that stuff. None of that is super important right now. But the big ones are down here in exploration. So, you can see hustle. You saw that, just makes me run quicker. But, like, if I want to dig underground, I can go ahead and throw him on. My human, or hummin. Go ahead and switch to it. And I can dig underground. This lets me not do anything with this specific character, but some characters will actually let me move around whenever I'm underground, meaning I can find secret treasures that are buried underground. A couple other really important ones, this is the stuff you'll use more often, is right over here. This guy right here actually lets you climb walls, so I don't believe you can see it now, but I'm going to go ahead and just run up to this wall. And I can start climbing the wall. On top of that, if I jump off, I can also double press the spacebar, and I start gliding. So you have a bunch of gliding abilities, which is really cool. As well as some Animos will actually, if I switch over to anybody, doesn't really matter. I could even be a human character. They'll swap automatically to let you swim. And so you can just go through here. He's not even in my party. You just jump back on land, click, and you will turn back to what you were before. So there's a lot of different exploration you can do in this game, and all of it requires different Animos to actually let you do that, because they all interact differently. On top of that, there's interactions with the environment. So if we have water here, for example, and I need to go equip one, but if we equip a, go to my skills on Glacy here, and I'll equip the ice orb. I'll go ahead and throw it there. And then if I use an ice attack on the water, for example, it doesn't work here, but there's certain water patches. If you actually use ice on it, you will create little ice blocks that you can stand on. You can also interact by, like, if I switch to back to my fire guy here, and I say do a pound attack, I need to find a place that'll actually catch on fire. You'll actually create an updraft. It won't happen here because there's not a lot of brush or anything to catch on fire. But right up here, you can see like these thorns. You can actually burn them. So we run up to it and just quickly attack. You can see they all catch on fire. These are other challenges and stuff you do around the map. They'll burn it, and that will actually let you access some items and loot that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. And so that's like the majority of the exploration. You're going to run around, you'll find chests, stuff like that, that'll give you different resources. But the basic creature collecting mechanics is run around, use your different abilities to get different anima, fight them, capture them, and then evolve them. Evolving is really cool. I can show that off real quick. Let's go to somebody that I know can evolve. We'll try out Human here. So if you go to the Human, you have two different tabs here. We'll go a little more in depth in this. Actually, we'll just go ahead. We'll do this now. So we'll start with this Aniimo tab. This is going to show off all the Animos you have in the game. There are currently, as of the beta, 15 different storage boxes, each with 24 spaces. I mentioned earlier you can only have 4 of each. So if you want to switch, you just drag one in, and it becomes in your party. Right here, you have a couple different things you can view. This is the battle menu. We'll focus on the battle menu first. You have your basic stats right here. This is with this tab right here. We'll just go ahead and look at my starter just because it's the easiest to look at. Right here, you'll see what its type is. So this is a DPS character. You can have support, DPS. I believe there's one other one, healer right there. You will also see the name of it and their level, pretty self-explanatory. And then their element. We'll go a little bit more in elements later, but every guy has a different element. This is basically how rare you rolled. This is the starter, so it's always perfect. This is just a common version of the Scorch Howl, but I do believe I have a, there's an elite right here. So It all just depends. You'll get different stats and basically different skills here. Going back to the starter, I haven't found this to be too important. These are basically your personalities, which will increase and decrease certain stats, very similar to natures in your Pokemon games. And then your physical, or your stats right here. So your HP, physical attack, magical defense, physical defense, and rapid. This is a physical attacker with high HP. There's also a physical attacker. I'm much more of a physical attacker character. As you can see, my 3 mains right here are all physical attackers. But I do believe Sparky here, and I think there's some more here that are just magical attackers. Basically just 2 different kinds of damage. And that's it for this area. You can see what it would look like if you max them out. No reason to look at that because it'd be very hard to do so anyways. And you can favorite them if they truly are your favorites. Now, moving on right here to your skills. These are just different combat skills they get, as well as a trait right here. This is a passive trait that different monsters get. So right here is Power of the Sun. After casting 3 skills, the next skill casts 0 EP, which is basically your mana bar, which I'll go over in a second. You'll see the different attacks, what they do. You can see the element, what type they are, physical or magical, their power, and their energy cost. And then right here is just like their super attack. If they have one, it'll tell you what the super attack does. Again, the element, the power, everything else is the same. And finally, you just get to look at it when you obtained it, and then their basically home abilities. That's a whole nother thing we'll get into a little bit later. Then you have exploration. So this is what I was mentioning, how different creatures have different things they can do while exploring. So like this one, for example, can swim. That's basically what this is denoting. These can fly/glide. And then my only one that can climb is actually right here. It's my only climber, but they can climb. So that's just going to help you explore a little bit. And finally, manage. This just lets you pull them around to different boxes. Now let's go ahead and look at upgrades and training. So the way upgrades work is this is basically leveling up your creatures. So you can use different resources to level up different creatures. So for example, come over here to Nimby. Sure, we want to increase our Nimby. So this will show all the resources and what it will take to increase. So if I want to take Nimby to the max level, it's going to use all of these resources, the advanced experience gems. It's going to use 19 medium and 1 basic. But if I only want to increase it, say, 1 level, it'll just use 1 and 1. So we'll go ahead and do that. And my Nimby levels up, gains some stats. As for training, we'll actually go ahead and look at a human here for this one. Training has a couple different things. So first you have your skills. These skills have to be learned using different items that you get throughout the world. And then you can just look at your skills if you want to rearrange it here, just in a more in-depth menu. You also have training here, which lets you prioritize different stats. So if you want your human here to be more HP focused, you can use these resources, the basic Astronites, to elite train it so it focuses in on that. Then you have your resonators. I don't have any yet, but basically these are items that you can give to your creatures that will just give them special effects. And finally, evolution. So as far as I've seen, every single Aniimo actually has one. And it'll tell you here, let's say if there's a splitting path, you can actually click on them to see what their requirements are. So we have a witch in here, which is the Nova stage. It is going to be a level 2 magic type, as opposed to the grass type that human is. It's going to cost 3 of these sprout stones, and you have to be level 18 and learn an ability. Nothing, because we don't need to learn an ability. As for Toucan here, you have to defeat the Omega Toucan, which we'll cover a little bit later, and be level 18. And it's also going to take 3 of these sprout stones. I believe it'll be the same with this human right here, except they will look a little bit different. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to evolve into the mountain form Toucan. Same exact requirements as the other form. And right there, the mountain form Toucan, who's an earth and grass type. He's also a tank, so there's your 4th one. And so that's the basics of just your creatures, how they level up and how they interact, all that good stuff. Again, if you see that they can evolve, they'll have this little thing right here. You go to training, and then it's just like, oh, you got to be level 22 and have these. Sure, we'll go ahead and upgrade. There are rare instances, such as this Fenrir here, where Fenrir actually is an evolved version already, and it can evolve a second time. Not a lot of them can do that. As you just saw with this guy, I don't believe he actually gets another evolution. He does not, because it's gone up here. So sometimes you'll actually have that, or you'll have multiple branching paths. The last thing I want to cover is there's alternate versions of some of these guys. We'll actually look at that later, but as you can see here, I have a grassland form Iris, a basic form Iris, and a mountain woods form Iris, as well as a forest form Iris. So they're all the same. They all are the same type. They have the same skills. They all have the same home abilities, but they are just slightly different, mostly with their just appearance and what they can evolve into. And so that's the basics of your creature collecting experience. Past that, you have this thing called analog here, which is, I don't want to call it what it is, but it basically is just your Pokédex. It's going to show every single Animo that you've seen or caught at this point, as well as their level ups. So, like I mentioned earlier, this Ember Pup evolves into Flame Rough, that evolves into Scorch Howl, but this is the final upgrade. As you're collecting more, you'll actually get some more loot right here. So right there, we get 20. I believe these are Anipod Pros. But you can just see all the different guys you're missing, and basically how to get them. So you won't be able to see like right here how to get it, but you can see like the Iris evolves into the Irisol, the Nimby evolves into the Turbo, and so on. The other thing I wanted to mention that I had just previously mentioned was the different forms. So if we look here at the Iris, we can actually look at all of its different forms. So there are Sparkling, which is the equivalent of Shinies. I haven't found any yet, but it'll show you all the different forms. So you can just view them: basic, forest, mountain woods, or grassland. There is a red version I just haven't found yet. I know where it is. But yeah, you can just change your forms here. Again, they don't do anything, but they do count as new entries into this. So in order to complete your analog, you do have to find them all. The last thing I want to cover with your Animos is actually the type chart. I won't go super in depth into this, but basically there are type charts just like there are in every other creature collecting game. So for instance, your fire type is going to be weak to both magic and to water. Your grass type is going to be weak to fire, magic, and void, I believe this is. And then your water type is going to be weak to ice, lightning, and grass. So it follows very similar type charts to other ones, but there is a type chart so that way you deal more damage and take less damage. As well as this one, these are counters. So basically a ranged unit is going to do a lot more damage to a flying unit and will probably ground it. And a tremor unit will do a lot more damage to a tunneled unit and probably pop it back out of the ground. A ranged can't do anything to a tunnel, and a tremor can't do anything to a flying. It's just basic. It's another way to do counters and stuff. But for the most part, your elemental counters are what matters the most. And so that's the basic with just your Animos in general, how to find them, what they do, how to catch them, and all that good stuff. There is a couple other things that we just want to go over, very basic, before we get into what you can actually do in this game and what's around the world. So right here we have our map. We'll focus on that in a little bit, but let's head back to our outpost. This is basically your starting zone. This is your base. This is where you can do a lot of the stuff that requires different currencies. So as you're collecting different things in your analog here, you actually can view who is somebody I don't have completed. I think Pranky. You can actually view these different things. So you want to twine with a Glacie and approach a Pranky. When you do that, you're going to get these research points here. That applies to every single one. So for instance here, I want to take a photo of the Alpha Scorch Howl training alone, or instruct a Scorch Howl to ignite an object in command mode. As you're getting those, you're going to be getting research points. Very similar to games like Pokemon Legends Arceus. Once you've got enough research points, you come back here to this terminal, and you report to the terminal. You just click, and what will happen is you will get points and coins based off what happens. So we got some catches, some backstabs, some rare abilities, and a high rating. And then these are all of our new Animos we've gotten since the last time I was here. You can see the points it's going to give us, a bunch of different things. That's going to increase our research level and also give us some more character levels. So this is one of the ways to just level up. It's basically the reason you want to be exploring and completing your analog is to come back here, turn everything in, and get some more levels. Right here's a merchant. We don't really need to go in depth, but I will show this off. Basically, this is where you buy different things. So you can use your coins to buy these different things. And then you have the Animo accessories. I haven't found out how you get fame at all. I think you just get these from side quests, but you can buy different accessories. You have item synthesis here, which basically you can synthesize two things together. So if you use two of your these Anipods, you'll get the Anipod Pro. And then, of course, you have your pay-to-win currency. That's my basic understanding. This is the closed beta, so I don't actually know where the microtransactions will be. But this does look like the premium currency. And so what you can use is you can use these to just buy different things. So, for instance, this Anipod Ultra is a 100% guaranteed capture on any Animo out in the wild. So, basically, your Master Balls of this game, you can use 200 of them to get one. It's kind of insane. These three things I believe are like the main purpose right now. This gives you different traits. This lets you do advanced stage Aniimo training, and this is 100% capture rate. So that's really it for there. Unfortunately, I can't speak too much on microtransactions. They're not in the game yet. So if you don't like games with microtransactions, this might not be the game for you. But again, I don't know how bad they're going to be in the real game. The final thing that's important here at base is hatching. So as you're exploring around the world, you might come across... Why is that person brown and I'm black? Is that a shiny version? That might be. That's crazy. But as you're out exploring, you might come across some eggs. So you can come over here to the hatchinator, and you can throw these eggs in. I have one right here. And you'll see how long it'll take. So this egg's going to take 5 minutes to hatch. After it's finished that time, you can actually come in here and click on it, and it'll hatch into a new Aniimo. You can see the different trait it's going to get, so that way you can like hype yourself up. It's going to be a fire Nova Stage DPS. That's a good Aniimo. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same guy I currently am, actually. No, it's a Flamirian, which is a brand new Aniimo for me. You go ahead and claim it. Or if you just want to skip through that, you can just hit skip. And there's a Sparky. I do have that. That's the pre-evolution of the guy we just got. Go ahead and skip this one. Here's a Bud Claw. This is the guy I just showed off, but this is a different version of it. This one's going to be a Flutter Nim, and this is actually an important one. So this was like a 10-hour egg. So let's see what this is. A Healer, Nova, Water, Good. Are you kidding me? I already have a Glacie. That's so disappointing. That was one I already had, or that one took like 5 hours, so I was like so excited. Dang. But you can basically just hatch different creatures out of there. They're automatically added to your party, so not too bad there. So, going from there, what can you actually do in this game? Well, this is where it gets a little... There's a lot. So, first off, you can do things like your trainings. Training is basically just teaching you the basics of the game. So, tutorials, you'll get some rewards for doing those. You also have friends, chat, appearance. I won't go too much into those. And then you have your quests here. So basically, as you're exploring around the world, there's different things you can find. An easy way to view it is actually to click, where is it? Right here, global. This will kind of show you what's in that area. So for instance, this bright bow, we'll actually look here at Nimbus Fields. This is going to show every single one you have caught from Nimbus Fields specifically. And yes, you need to catch it. So I currently don't believe I actually have a Celeste that I've caught from specifically Nimbus Fields, but I have caught one, so that's why it's lit up like this. But you can see I'm still missing a lot from Nimbus Fields. So as you find them, I'll actually tell you how it happens. So it seems that this Aniimo only appears in rainy weather. Rainy weather, anytime. I think most of these are anytime. A nighttime weather. I've never played at nighttime, and I've never... I did the rain once, but it was over here in Sea of Flowers. Only during a Prismana flow. Only one will appear at the same time, no respawning. So this is basically like a special creature. So this will tell you what all's here. But more importantly than that, not just what all's there. If you zoom in, you can actually see different things you can do. So these are basically checkpoints you can travel to. They don't do anything besides let you travel there. And then you also have things like sanctums. These are little dungeons. I can show one off right over here when we go down into it. You also have your big branch. So this is basically like your tower. This is your thing that represents this entire area. So as you can see, this is going to be a massive game, but for now, we only have this one little area right here. I believe it's called Breezy Plains. This is basically the tower that represents all of Breezy Plains, and you can level up in there. And then finally, you can see some side quests on the field and alpha monsters. That's basically the gameplay loop. There are main story quests, such as right here. This is actually my main story. It wants me to go break these things right now. I'm not going to do that right now, but I can quickly show off what these major tasks are. So again, these are just fast travel points. There's not really anything to show off there. You just walk up to it and interact with it. But there are a few things we can do here. So we'll start with the sanctums and what the sanctums are. You can just click to fast travel there. Go through a crazy long loading screen because again, this is a early beta. And you can see right here we have a sanctum. I've already cleared this, but I will just show off what it is. So if you just go ahead and walk up to it and press X, sometimes you have to clear a little thing. It'll tell you the name of it, how many players can take it on, the chests that are in it, as well as possible rewards. So we'll go ahead and start the challenge. Again, sit through a really long loading screen. And you do not bring your Animos into this. These are self-contained challenges, so what you want to do is run up to this purple statue here, interact with it. I just skipped through that, and you will basically have a Animo that you can use in this trial. So we'll go ahead and twine with it. And this is going to be a great example to show off all these skills you can do. So right here we have some burning wooden barrels and crates. We're just going to press Q, go ahead and catch them on fire, and then it'll create a path for us to run through. We have some vines here. We can do the same thing. And we are looking for one more chest, because I did miss one my first time through here, which is actually surprising, because I don't remember missing one. And then right up there is the ending of the Sanctum, but I will show off some of the optional stuff you can do. This is the only one that's like fully optional like this, but there used to be a chest in there. So what you would do is you would light it on fire. It would burn this little ice, and then a chest would fall down that you could interact with. I'm going to guess there's a chest behind here. Nope. Interesting. I don't know where I missed a chest. And then on the other side is going to be a very similar puzzle. Again, I've already cleared this, and most other Sanctums aren't like this. Most Sanctums are a straightforward shot with like little side activities you can do to get chests. But what you would do here is blow up this barrel, and it would knock a chest down from up there. It'd fly down, and you could collect it. And so those were the two optional areas here. Again, Sanctums, let's call it what it is. It's very similar to Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild shrines, or even the shrines from Fantasy Life that we played recently. They're just little challenges that you do to unlock new equipment and complete some challenges. I don't know where this final chest is, so very interesting. Can I get up? Okay, I can't get back up there. Let's go. Oh, it's right there. It was. How did I miss that? It fell from the vines we burnt down. So this will actually show off the chests in the Sanctum are purple like this. We just pick it up. We get some XP, some glimmer, some golden wool, fame, all that good stuff. Basically just different items and resources that you can use. And whenever you're done, you just walk up to here, touch it, and you get teleported out. You do get some points and other stuff like that when you clear it for the first time, but I've already cleared it, so I didn't get anything good from it. So that's one way that you can just explore the area and complete challenges. The next is going to be through alpha bosses. So let's go ahead and turn into our friend here. And we want to go to, let's check our map. Do I want to fight this guy again? Probably. The Alpha Animo Tubster. We'll go ahead and track it. Should just be right down here. This will be a great way to show off. Oh, I didn't grab that. Let's go ahead and burn that. 3. Burn that one. Come on. There we go. And jump down. Oh, he's right below me. Okay, let's just go ahead and land. And we will... Oh, didn't mean to do that. We'll go ahead and turn into him right here, because this guy is going to be weak to this star, the solar power. We're going to go ahead and lock on with tab. You can see we're going to counter, meaning we just have an element that's weak, that he's weak to. Ours is going to be Q in this instance. You can see up there, when we're fighting bosses, there's two different things. There's the big red health bar, which is the actual health bar, and the one underneath that, which is basically just a stagger meter. When we stagger it, it'll be a break, which just means he's stunned for a little while and we do a ton of damage. So I'll go ahead and show off my super move here. You just press R. And you do a huge roar. Oh, don't want to be hit by that. I'm going to try to dodge. You just dodge with shift on PC. And there we go. We get a break. We're going to do a little bit more damage to him now, and he can't interact with us. So let's just do as much damage as we can before he gets back up. See if we can get a roar off before he gets up. Break its shield to interrupt it. Come on. Come on. Oh, I think he got me there. And there we go. That is our alpha defeated. At this point, you have an option to try to capture him. I'll just throw an Anipod here because I don't really need it. That also lets you get the different evolutions that we mentioned earlier. You have to defeat their alpha versions to level them up. They also drop a chest here. This gives you different rewards, but costs stamina to use. We have 36 right now. We'll go ahead and do it. We'll see if we get any good rewards. Basic, not really. The advanced astrolight is pretty good. But that is it for the alphas. So we do have one more thing that you really want to focus on. This is like your biggest priority when you're running around, are these lumen ambers here. So it'll pop up in the top left when you're near one. And you just have to go collect them. So all we have to do here, I saved this one specifically for this video, is we need to go ahead and throw a chirpy on. Because sometimes they'll try to talk to you, but you can't talk to them unless you are that Anima. So we'll turn into a chirpy here. Hello. Oh, chirpy. If you need help, it'll also give you like these little messages here. Climb with chirpy and then climb. Okay. So can chirpy, well, chirpy can fly, so we'll go ahead and land on this rock, and then we will take off and land on this rock. Oh. I'm out of stamina. There is a stamina bar in this game. Forgot to mention that, unfortunately. Typical stamina bar. Go ahead and take off again. There we go. Fly over to here. Perfect. Go ahead and land. What's going to be interesting is I don't know how we're going to make it over there. Because I don't want to climb. I guess I'll climb up. Can I just turn into the chirpy up here? Hello? No. What? What'd that happen? We're gonna go do a different one because this one's not fun. There's another one right here next to it. And so we have to glide through those little things here. So if we land in it, we get a little boost. And we just grab the lumen here. There we go. Got a new one, which is great. Now, you might be asking, what are these lumens for? Well, this is why they are very important. So we'll go ahead and go back to our map. And this is where we want to go to our big roots here, the big branches. We'll teleport on over there. And if we interact with it, we can empower ourselves. So we can go ahead and use, I have 3 of them right now. We'll just hold it. And as you level up, you actually get new things. So when you hit level 30, oh cool, we get a gift. When you hit level 30, you get the ability to attract Aniimo to gather through cultivation in breezy plains, increasing the success rate of catching Aniimo by 5%. Then you get some more stamina. You get success rate of catching Aniimo by 5%. And then increased probability of encountering sparkling Aniimo by 50%. I'm pretty sure you have to have every single one from this area in order to get that, though. So yeah. That's like the basic gameplay loop. Right here's an egg as well. So these are where you can find them. They're just scattered around in these little nests here. So you get a wishing egg from right there, that's the same one that I said took like 4 hours to do. And then the only other things that are really in the game right now is the elite training and the character. So the way your character works is basically you have this, as you level up, you get different abilities. Right here, it increases your Animo level cap as well. But more importantly are these talent points. So you get these little pieces of paper, the report cards through completing quests, and you can use those to level up your character. So let's say I wanted to, I can't actually level any of these up because I have to be a higher level here, a higher title through just completing quests. But you can basically level yourself up. And then we can go check out log. These are basically, this is where you can find your quests. So you have your main story quests. You have, this is where you can promote yourself. So reach character level 30, obtain 20 different Animo, which I already have, and then report 20 new Animo, and then you can go ahead and level yourself up to the next rank. This is your main story, but unfortunately I won't talk much about the main story right now because it's still being worked on. There's not much there. It's a free-to-play game, so... really the last thing here is elite training. So these are quests you can do to level up. So these are specifically made to level you up quicker. We can go ahead and claim this, complete 3 reports, we'll claim that. For just 1 medium experience gem, defeat the Alpha Scorch Owl, claim that. Own a Scorch Owl, claim that. Defeat the Omega Turkin, we can claim that one. Defeat the Alpha Irasil, we have not done yet. Then you have a couple other ones you can do here. Some more quests. This is basically just your like quest tab pretty much. And as you level them up and get these points, you'll actually get rewards, with the final one for right now, at least in the open or closed beta, being this Somna Wing, which is like a super rare one, very powerful creature. And so that's really all there is right now. We can go back to base real quick, because again, all this map really shows you is your quests and different things you can find, like alphas. I believe this is a Omega, which is even stronger. This is like the hardest enemy in this area. They're like, that's level 35, this is level 45. I think there are only those two, but they're very, very difficult. I probably won't be able to complete them in my time playing, because here in a few days, the servers get wiped and we lose everything until the game releases. So we'll go ahead and head on back to the outpost. This is a place you can see other players. And so back here, I'll just quickly talk about what I think about this game. My initial impression when we were playing the game, because when you're going through the tutorial, it's very, very cool. You get to visit, I can even show it off. You get to visit this cool place here. If we go back to, we can click on Astra here, and we can actually teleport here. And so you go through this whole thing where you meet this character right here. This is actually the evolved version of him, but you get to choose between him or a like lunar cat. And then you and your companion both get them, and then you save them from an enemy. And then you come back here to this like, basically a company that's researching the planet that we were just on, where these anima are from. And you meet these people who are like, oh, we're obsessed with anima, and it teaches you all these cool things. And then the game throws you into that world. And this is where most games like this lose me, because it always feels like there's so much to do and still nothing out there. For instance, I ran around. I've been playing this game for hours, and I don't think I've caught a new anima out in the wild in like 4 hours, because I just couldn't find them. And I would explore an entire zone and wouldn't be able to find a single new anima to catch. And I know this is a closed beta, so I don't want to hold that against it. Overall, I think this game's enjoyable. I think when the game comes out, it's going to be free to play. And if you've been playing the closed beta, I'd love to know your thoughts as well. But when it's free to play, you might as well check it out. As far as I've seen, I don't know what the gacha mechanic's going to be or the microtransactions are going to be. Like, every anima's out there in the wild for you to catch anyways, unlike some of the other games where you have to actually spin for the characters to be able to use them. So maybe you just can buy upgrades, because the other complaint I have is it really felt like I had to upgrade my characters. A level 24 versus a level 25 anima made the difference in a boss fight, because my level 24 wasn't cutting it, but then as soon as I got it to level 25, it was strong enough to beat the boss very easily. So it has a very high emphasis on training and leveling your characters up, and I just don't think it's really there. So overall, I think the game's fun. I think it has a really cool mechanic, and I recommend that when it's free, you guys check it out. And hopefully this was able to help you guys out. There's still a couple more days left, but by the time this video goes up, unfortunately, this closed beta will be down. So if there's anything you guys want to see, or if you guys want me to check it out when new betas come out, or if you want me to check it out when the full game comes out, let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys did like this video and this series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers by August, so it'll really help me out, and it'll help make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. And so with that, guys, I hope I can see you tomorrow for our brand new Let's Play. I will see you guys then.